I want to assert that it is also important to remember that what Christ is, as I said at the top of this show, is truth.
Flashback.
You were born a man and you will die a man. That's the point I'm making.
End of flashback.
Right? Christ is truth, and we are not getting the truth right now. So much more has come to light that I have not yet presented. I am working with other journalists, different aspects, asking them, hey, you look into this, I'm going to look into that.
Grace and peace, everybody. You saw the thumbnail. You saw the title. You know what we're about to do. We got to go back into Candace land. We got to go back down a rabbit hole. And so we're going to look at how Candace uses Christ in this whole mixed up malaise that she is, this yarn that she's spinning in regards to Charlie Kirk's murder. And I just want to ask a question. What is the rush? I'm not saying, even if I give you everything that we've heard is up for grabs, everything that we've been told is suspect, why are we rushing to get them to give us more information if the information that they're giving us already has been bad? Wouldn't it be wise for them to give us the right information? And then we can still ask questions, or you can still ask questions. We're not saying don't ask questions, not saying trust everybody, not saying any of that. What I'm saying, however, is what is the rush? What is the rush? And I've asked this question before, and I'll ask it again. Why is Candace the spearhead of this? What has she actually netted in the past? She's done several of these investigative exposés, from Kamala Harris to Black Lives Matters to the shot, everything else. And what is it netted? What's been the result? Is there somebody in jail? Is there somebody that's no longer able to hurt, harm, or injure somebody? Is any of that true? No. All of this is just busy work. When the smoke clears, nothing actually happens. Not a thing. So why are we rushing? What is the rush? And that's what I don't get. But let's pull this video in. Let's talk about it. Let's go.
I felt my energy personally, like last night going into that, I was effectively like soaring in the air above the convention center, like a dragon above, waiting for Erika to just be like, fire. And I was just going to come down and swoop in out of nowhere. All the politicians, all the fake people, everyone was just going to be in that moment toast. But she didn't call for war. Erika did not call for war.
What is she talking about? Realistically, y'all, what is she talking about? What? I heard this, like, what is she talking about? Hold on, I gotta do it again. Oh, and listen to the feel language. Listen to the feel language. Okay, let's go.
I felt my energy personally, like last night going into that, I was effectively like soaring in the air above the convention center, like a dragon above, waiting for Erika to just be like, fire. And I was just going to come down and swoop in out of nowhere. All the politicians, all the fake people, everyone was just going to be in that moment toast. But she didn't call for war. Erika did not call for war. In fact, she did the exact opposite, which is what was so stunning. It was unbelievable. The forgiveness that she granted, the strength that it took for her to call for that forgiveness, it's just unmatched, and it really made a difference. And I was being serious when I tweeted that I think it was the most consequential speech in American history, a message that everyone needed to hear, including myself, a message of complete submission to Christ. And
I wonder if, okay. Candace says that Erika's speech was the most significant. Did she also hear that Erika said that the person that perpetrated this horrible event, assassinated her husband, it was one man? Does she acknowledge that? Is Erika wrong for that? Because, you know, Candace believes there's a whole cabal, but the woman says that it was only one man that did it. I'm just wondering, did she hear that part? Maybe she didn't. Okay, let's go.
By the way, later on, we're also going to discuss another kind of submission to Christ, which is submitting yourself to truth. Kash Patel has now come out and issued a statement fully capitulating to the public insistence that they're lying to us. They are so clearly lying to us about what happened on the day that Charlie Kirk lost his life. You are truly a better person than me, because I've just been so angry. And yet she was able to, through tears, and obviously you could tell how difficult that moment was for her, but she arrived at forgiveness, and she did it in front of the entire world. And I think that every single person should watch that speech. Truly, they should watch that speech. They should watch Tucker Carlson's speech. I don't think even showing you clips of it, I'm going to show you one, could do it justice. You should watch it in its entirety, the emotion, the message of it, and you can obviously see why Charlie fell in love with her. And last night, I really do think that the entire world needed to hear her message. What you took from it, how you could apply it to your life. I mean, Charlie just loved the Lord. It was constantly, like I told you, going through the conversations and how much he would just say, I need to pray about it, I need to pray about it, I need to pray about it, wanting to marry Erika. First thing he said, which I think I showed you guys last week. And Erika's correct. It is important to remember that message of forgiveness that we have within ourselves. And it sometimes feels very hard to do that, but we are called upon to forgive people, to forgive our enemies, even in moments that it seems impossible or extraordinary to do so. But it is also important, it's not really a but I want to assert that it is also important to remember that what Christ is, as I said at the top of this show, is truth.
Flashback.
You were born a man and you will die a man. That's the point I'm making. So give us a sample. I'll send my doctors to take your blood. We'll figure it out real quick, however you want to go about this. Hey, how about just giving us some pictures again of you growing up, raising your children? That would be fine. For whatever reason, to phone, by the way, like I said, we'll get to the bottom of it, right? That is what Discovery is for. I'm going to ask a lot of questions. You're probably hoping, this will go away and at least we'll say we sued her. We'll say we went after her. She'll probably file for this to get dismissed. I'd like to make it to Discovery. I think that we owe that to the world. Anyways, you guys, we are revolting against this. We're revolting against the perverts that run the world. And I want to be very clear here. I count you among them. I think you're sick. I think you're disgusting. And I am fully prepared to take on this battle on behalf of the entire world. Okay? That's what I'm going to say. On behalf of the entire world, I will see you in court. Out of nowhere, Brigitte Macron just lies. I don't even know how they got this in the press. This is so dumb. Brigitte Macron comes out and says they have offered scientific evidence to the U.S. court to prove that Brigitte is a woman. That's what her lawyer says.
Okay. I just want to point out something here. And this is what I mean by Candace just be steady, not being honest. Like she just steady, not being honest. Read this to yourself. I'm going to get myself out of the way. Sorry about that. There we go. Macron's to offer. Candace says the Macrons have offered. No, they said, we're going to do this. We're going to make sure the court can see the scientific evidence that we are going to be presenting. That's it. Candace is presenting it as if they just want to go like, hey, judge, can we come by your house and drop some papers off? As if that's what they're trying to do. That's not what they're trying to do. And it says that, and I've read this article. The Macrons are not trying to undercut the judicial system. They're saying that they will. And that's pretty clear. But she says it as if it's something different. And this is what I'm talking about.
Well, the lawyer's a liar because we haven't even started this case yet. So how could you have offered scientific proof to a court to prove you're a woman, especially because you're not suing me over the claim that I said you were born a man? You were born a man. Oh, I guess you're born a boy, a male is what I should say. You're born a male, and you've never sued anybody for making that statement. You sue for things around it. You're suing me because you're saying, well, you said I stole the identity from my sister. I'm not a thief. You've never sued anybody for the claim that you were born male. So I don't know what this is. Just like we're just going to all hound Candace to try to distract her from looking into Charlie Kirk's murder and assassination. But it's focusing me more because this is not normal. Like the amount of lying that's happening right now is because you don't think I'm strong enough to handle it and you're trying to break me. You're not going to break me, okay? I watched him catch a bullet in the throat and we're being lied to by everybody.
End of flashback.
Right? Christ is truth, and we are not getting the truth right now of what happened to Charlie Kirk on 9/10. And to be very clear, I am going to need it. I demand it. In fact, I'm now currently working on a minute-by-minute timeline. So much more has come to light that I have not yet presented. I am working with other journalists, different aspects, asking them, hey, you look into this, I'm going to look into that.
Ma'am, I got a question for you. I don't mean to interrupt you. We've talked about that, so I'm gonna stop right there. Ma'am, who are you? I demand that. It just seems very odd that Candace is fixated. And I'm not saying that you can't care about your friend. That's not what I'm saying. So don't hear what I did not say. But her positioning as if she is, I don't even hear Erika Kirk saying this stuff. And she was his doggone wife. Like, why are you behaving like this? And his wife, his widow, is not behaving like this. And before you jump into chat saying she's going through stages of grief and blah, 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 maybe she needs to do that off camera. Maybe she needs to spend time with Christ and spend time with her family instead of being on camera, allowing this to continue. What is it? She opened up a tip line. What's it called? The mommy sleuths and the such of that nature. And Candace is allowing this stuff to continually feed her and deluge her. And maybe she does need to pull away. Maybe she needs to sit down and get away from it for a season and come back with a clear head. Well, I don't see what's wrong with that. What is the rush? To me, the rush is what's causing her to fail like this and keep making new conspiracies and continue to look weird because she's rushing. She's got to get something. I got to get something. I need it right now. I need something. Ma'am, maybe you need to go sit down. Have a seat. Have a seat. Have all the seats in Seatville. Sit on down. What do you think? Give me your thoughts down in the comments below. Let's get at it. Go ahead. Make sure you hit that like button if you don't mind. Help your guy out for sure as well. We're close to 50,000 subscribers. I'm looking forward to celebrating that milestone real soon. So let's do it next time. Grace and peace. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of the J Whip Podcast. If you enjoyed today's show, please do me a favor and hit me up with that 3-piece special. Like the video, subscribe, and of course, share it with somebody who would also enjoy this type of content. And make sure you leave a comment because I do pin the best comments to the top. So thank you so much for tuning in today. And until next time, everybody, grace and peace.